Hi everyone, welcome to the Super Creator series. We have a super creator, super spark AR creator, I must say, joining us from Nigeria. Thank you, Bede Agbo. I do not know if I pronounced it right, but thank you for your time and thank you for being so grateful to speak with Indian audiences. And by I would request you to briefly introduce yourself and the journey that you have had, and then we deep dive into the affected out session. Over to you, Bede.
Okay. Hi, Rohit. I'm so excited to be here today. Okay, so my name is Bede Agbo. I'm a Spark AR creator here in Nigeria. Um, so my journey in Spark AR, I mean, it's funny because the first time I heard the word AR VR, it was in uh, 2019 at a job interview. So one of the guys I was interviewing with, he was talking, we were discussing, and they just mentioned like, because I am also a designer. I also design motion graphics and the rest. So he mentioned that the future of design, like the future of tech, is basically immersive technology. And then he mentioned AR VR, and I mean, it was a strange concept to me then. So after that period, I mean, okay, well, I didn't get the job, but then I got that concept, that particular concept. So I went home and did some research, and that was in 2019. But although I discovered there was a problem because I discovered that like it's kind of relatively new, the concept, like in the mainstream tech or in the mainstream media, it's relatively new. So there was little information as at then of how a beginner can start creating content in XR generally and AR precisely. So I in 2020 I attended some seminars, webinars basically online, and uh, you know, going forward up until 2021, then I now got introduced to Spark AR, and since then I've been creating AR effects. And it's one good thing about Spark AR is that you don't even need to have a programming background to be able to create something. You just need to have an imagination and patience to be able to create things with Spark AR. So yes, okay. Give me a second. Okay. So this is me, Bede Chibuzor Agbo. So I'm going to be showing some of my effects and how it works basically. So these are the softwares that I use. So this right here is the Spark AR, the Spark AR Studio by Facebook or Meta. This is After Effects. So augmented reality or Spark, it's also a way for you to express something you already know. So for some people that don't know either of these softwares, you can learn. I mean, these are it's not compulsory, but it's important you know how to use this software so you can easily create assets you can use in your Spark AR. So this is After Effects, Adobe After Effects. This is Photoshop, and then this is Blender. So these are some of the softwares I use to create my effects. So I'm going to be showing some of my effects. Okay, second. Okay, well, why don't I just play it here? So this is one of this is like a book cover effect. So like imagine a book cover, instead of it being flat, it's yeah, basically here is it. So this is one of my favorite books. I don't know if you've read it. So I was going through the book, and then I was like, what if the cover was animated, and I got into it. So now this here is a project that we did for a brand here in Nigeria, Nutri Milk. So they wanted to create an experience for their customers. So, and they also needed to infuse their product. So after a lot of brainstorming and back and forth, well, basically we came up with this. So it's a it shows their products, and then when you open your mouth, it kind of hold on, let me show it again. So as you open your mouth, the nourishment level feels, so it's kind of like an interactive effect. Okay. Hi Rohit. Hi Rohit, can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Just to be clear. So now here is another effect. It's a game. So yeah, AR effects now isn't just all about selfies and putting things on your face. You can even turn them into games. So this is a game that I created. To the guy here has to avoid the stone. So it's game over when he hits the stone. So let me play again. Let me show you. So he has to catch the fruit. He has to eat the fruit and to increase the scores. Yes. So these are some of my favorite effects. Here it's just a character. So this character here is from Mixamo. Just playing around with it. So that's pretty much it. Okay, back to this guy. So in terms of reach, this effect it was widely accepted, and so if you see here, you can see a lot of people using the effect to like, you can see their happy faces and all that. I really enjoyed creating this guy. All right, so Rick, I don't know if you have any further questions before I continue.
No, no. Please continue. I think the questions would be asked at the end.
So I didn't get that.
Please continue.
Okay,
Just
okay, okay.
yeah.
Okay, so these are some of so you can see here um, some of the people, some of the users interacting with the effect. So now, in terms of creating this effect, okay, I have it opened here. So basically, it was created, or I created it using a combination of two softwares here. I mean, I used After Effects for the animation, like to change the way the bottle looks. And here it's a simple mouth open, So I use the patch editor here to find the face, and then mouth open. So basically, depending on the degree of how your mouth opens. So here you can see 0.7, 0.6, 0.3, and zero point 0.1. Now these parameters are attached to different, these are like four different animations, and it's controlled by this the meter here. So if your mouth is opened slightly, that's this zero point 0.1, it shows like the low battery. When it's a little bit more, it shows mid, like it shows like a mid level for the battery here. and then and so on and so forth. So when your mouth is opened wide, that's when the battery becomes full. So that was like the entire concept of the effect. So just to show that when you're drinking the nutrient milk, your nourishment level increases. All right. Um, that is it. Thank you very much.
Oh, this was fantastic, and I think there is a lot of learning that one can get from this for a lot of Indian brands as well. So I'm sure you have inspired a lot of Indian creators. There are one or two questions that I wanted to ask. Yeah, uh,
Okay.
were you you started pretty early in the sense of even Spark as a new platform. How did you learn? You had a lot of tutorials like everyone has it today, or you practiced and failed and then practiced more? How did that happen?
Okay, so the good thing one of the things I really liked about Sparkier is the accessibility of their tutorials. Like they have so much learning materials out there. Most of the time, most of my skills I've actually had to learn them on like watching videos or tutorials. So for Spark, it was pretty much the same. When I got introduced to Spark, I went to their site. If you go to the Spark AR site, you will see tons of tutorials there. So there's like it's divided into like three segments. There is like the beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So I took patience gradually. Basically, I was just watching the videos and practicing whatever I learned, and that was pretty. And also joined the Spark AR community. So there's like a robust community on Facebook, in Instagram, but I mean it's the community is much more vibrant on Facebook. So anytime I have a question, or each time I'm trying to create an effect or trying to create something and I'm stuck, I just ask a question there, and there are lots of people out there that will easily help. So uh, I mean, because of the way Spark AR has been able to structure their model, the learning process has actually been quite easy. So yes, I watched a lot of tutorials.
No, we're also and global Spark AI community is fantastic. We're also trying to build similar size and scale of the community of Spark AI creators here in India, and it's always good to have leaders like you talk to these young Indian developers who've just started their journey, Spark AI journey, to inspire them. They got to learn from you, and I think leaders like you who have had cult following on SparkAR will really help these young developers to understand more. Thank you, Bede, for talking to us
Yes,
today, and I we will. I mean, we really hope that we talk to you more often than this. Thank you so much.
thank you. My pleasure.